We are back. Let's see if I can continue on and ultimately finish the Build the Enterprise-D from Fanhome. Originally it was Eaglemoss. Fanhome took it over, allowing us to finish our Partworks project. However, it had been like 5-6 months just to catch everyone up and refresh myself. This box was missing a kit pack. It had the wrong kit pack in there. So I have got it in 96, and they did ship this to me a while back. It was probably within 3 weeks. However, I was just frustrated, so I switched over to my GT500 build and have been working that. But you can see I have, this should be all the remaining stuff. And if memory serves, I went through all these to make sure I wasn't missing anything, and I was missing another pack in the very last shipment. So I've already got the replacement for that. So hopefully there's no other issues. And we'll get this finished up. And while I'm waiting on more GT500 parts. Okay, so let's open this up, work on it, and I'm going to have to bring the whole big saucer section back over to the hobby table over here, or to my desk, and we're going to combine this with the deck panel that we did in the previous kit. I'm just not doing well at cutting this open with the Wahoo killer. And then we can work on that big saucer section. And as normal, you know, they give you all these extra parts. Nothing is like in order. Oop, screw pack kit. This video, it may take me a hot minute to get my mojo back, but I am kind of excited to get back into finishing this Enterprise-D. And it'll be on display somewhere. This thing's massive. I'll display it somewhere in my house before rehoming it. Sorry to anyone else out there, but I had, just on my own, said I was going to rehome this with my good friend E-Bommy. Big Star Trek guy like me, but I won't rehash the story of why I'm doing that. Okay. But he knows. He knows. Alright. 96. Oh, my favorite. We get to put a bunch of little tiny windows in. Oh, the frustration. Okay, let me rearrange this camera situation. I tell you what, I had to kind of I didn't watch my whole vid, but I watched parts of my last vid for the previous kit to see where I was at, and I was very optimistic back then. It was right after New Year's, apparently, and I was really optimistic for 2025, and just over the last couple of months it's really been a kick in the nuts. So it's still trying to beat me down. I would like to have a good year for once, but however, it could be worse. So far so good. I just have a lot of potentially terrible things looming, but we'll be positive, and it's all going to work out, right? Yeah. Yes. I don't know if this color towel is the best for this camera work, but it is what it is. Alright, this piece is plastic. We'll get you down a little bit closer so you can watch my hairy knuckles put in a bunch of windows. Tiny windows. And these are the long ones, so they have a longer lip on one side and a short lip on the other side. That longer lip, I do believe, yeah, it should be furthest from the narrow end of the deck panel. So it's gonna, as I have it oriented now, like this, the longer lip goes down. Whoops. Whoopsie. Probably should. There we go. I'm going to say maybe I should take this little towel off. But we're just going to set these in here without hopefully knocking them in knocking them and jostling them out of place. I just finished a bunch of coffee, so we'll see if I'm shakety pickety. Ooh, almost jostled them out. Yeah, so I have had my Jeep top off already this summer. Did the I may have already talked about this, but did the barricade go topless day event. The local TNT hosted it, and I enjoyed it. I mean, a lot of Jeeps did not, most of the Jeeps did not have their tops off, and it was kind of an overcast day, a little chilly, so it was kind of jicky. But my top is back on because we started having tons of rain. One day I'd like to get a soft top, maybe, unless I get another Jeep somewhere along the line. But I love the hard top, especially in the winter up here. But in the summer it'd be nice to have like a switch to a soft top so I could fold it back, you know. It's kind of fun. Either way, I can still take those the freedom panels off the front real easy. That is cool about the mine's a JK 2016. But that's that. So that's kind of been happening. What else been happening in my world? Kids are down at the grandparents'. Or actually, my dad right now, and then they're kind of sharing time between their grandparents on their mom's side and my dad and my family down there in Texas. So while I'm up here working, it's like I never get a freaking, I feel like I haven't been on a real break or vacation. I've had some days off. Not recently. Last day off I had to go get some dental work. Got to get some more dental work on Wednesday coming up. And then hopefully I'll be done with that for a little while. That does not go there. We need a dark window there. Oh man, I gotta get this out. Woo. There we go. I don't know what I'm going to be doing for July 4th. We'll actually I'll have that off. I'll actually have a 3-day weekend. So I don't know if I'll go anywhere or just hang out. Seems like I'm always hanging out, always out of money. Have money, a little bit saved back, but I don't want to dip in emergency reserves. You know how it is in these trying times of uncertainty. Worked in my basement a little bit. Do have I'm not going to do a grand tour or nothing, but this is a big unfinished basement down here. Mostly been storage for all my boxes from my move. And this little hobby area I set up kind of hastily. The snake pit 3.0. It's not even set up good, but it is at least usable. Anyway, I got a nice area set up over on the other side over there with all my workout equipment so I can start getting back into shape. Continue that. The rowing machine. Look at that. There's all the windows they're in. I don't know if you're new to this, this is kind of what I do. I just babble as I'm trying to build this, so maybe it's for you, maybe it's not, but I do appreciate anyone that is watching. This light reflector panel, which way is it going to go? It goes this way, and I got to get an AP screw. Okay, a couple of AP screws. The P is for plastic, so we don't need any type of lubricant. Just snug them in. So I get this ready. I get this little magnetic tray. These are great. Get them from Harbor Freight. Have a magnet on the bottom. I like to catch those on sale. My Craftsman screwdriver. Load up a screw. Carefully get this set. It's going to go this way. Carefully. I rewatched season 1 episode 1 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds with Captain Pike. I like that series. I like the actors in it. I like the special effects. The Enterprise, it's a nice kind of updated take that still has that retro vibe to it, if that makes sense. If the J.J. Abrams Enterprise had looked even remotely close to this one that's in Strange New Worlds, oh, even on the inside, I mean, interior and exterior, it is what I want, what I, for the most part, envision like a modern take on with those retro vibes of the original series Enterprise. So J.J. Abrams, you effed up on those on the Kelvinverse movies, and had it look like Strange New Worlds, I think, at least myself, I'd have been more happy with it. I liked all the acting in the you know, the reboot movies, the Kelvin movies, but the ship just was a little off. Especially on the inside. Bizarre on the inside, some scenes. Like some of it was straight up as a brewery, or the engine room doesn't look like an engine room. That's crazy. Alright. Anyway, the new season for Star Trek Strange New Worlds is coming out soon. I think in July, so I'm going to try to rewatch all the first 2 seasons. Let's see what I've got to do here. Just reviewing this. And get caught up and be ready. And I think I've seen, I don't know if they've already filmed it or for season, because this is going to be season 3 coming out, I do believe. And I think season 4 is filmed, and they're approved for season 5, and that's going to be it. So at least we're going to get 5 seasons. Okay. So that is still a little loose on the back. I'll make sure none of the windows are popped out. Those look okay. Okay. This piece I just got to keep in a safe place until later. Coming up. So I got to get the big saucer section over here, so we can start wiring this up and attaching it. I feel like I'm missing a step. No, I guess not. Okay. Alright. Okay. The giant saucer section is over here at the table. And I have retrieved this panel from a previous kit. We're going to get these put together and wired up over in this location. These 2 LED light strings, wires. Go ahead and splay these out. They're both the same cable. Let's see here. Let's get my routing down. They're going to plug in on this power control board. They're going to go here and here. So I'm going to get those plugged in first, and then I'm going to feed them through. Actually, I'm going to try to feed it through this loom mess right here first. Then we'll get them plugged in and routed, finish the routing on them. This is a major flaw in this design, as I've complained about it before. I think they did this just so they could sell extra wiring, and I don't know. To me, I would have been happier with a kit where you put all these panels together, but it has like a different LED light kit underneath, not all these separate little tiny ones. But anyway, it is what it is. We're almost finished with this 3-year mission. Make sure I orient this correctly. Plug in. There we go. Next one up. Kind of off camera, but I'm feeding it through the same routing location, and it's going to plug in right in front of that last one. Go straight in with it. There we go. It's a pretty positive click in. But you got to be careful because I have broke one of these. I had to glue it back together. It's crazy. It still worked. I don't even know when that was. Long time ago. In a galaxy far, far away. Oops, wrong show. Now, this hot mess of wires. So this bulb was from a previous stage. I don't remember when. A long time ago. But we're actually going to use this one. And then one of these is going to be left for the next panel over once we get to those. So, if that makes sense. Get this routed here. So we're going to have one yellow going over the top like that, with that red one underneath. And we need a yellow and a red. So I guess just for the last one I plugged in, we'll make it the ones that are routed towards the inner area, since they're farthest from the board. This one's gonna dip under here, this red and blue one, and it's gonna just be hanging out for another stage in the future, since we have this extra bulb from, I don't know why they do it like that. So we got these two here, red under, yellow black over. This yellow black and red blue are going to dip under this rib cage, and should be routed like that, I do believe. Oh, this yellow one is going to dip under this rib. Okay, now we are routed. How about that? How about that nightmare? I mean, just insane. Insane! Okay, let me get these. Oh, shoot. Ah, come on. Okay. Man, I got lucky. My windows had popped out. Now they're back in place. I must not have, I don't have that screw down far enough. Still loose on the back, but I need it snugged up a little better on the front. Okay, we're good there. Whew, that was close. Almost had to redo all those windows. This is gonna roll. No, this is gonna be like, yeah, because it's got to be like this. And then we put our bulbs in, and we rotate it eventually. Okay. What a pain in the ass. And this one is going to be with us right here. Okay. So it slips. So it wedges up in there like that before we screw everything in. However, we got to get our bulbs in place too. F and A, man. And it's going to be, which ones? Okay, these lower ones. Let me do it like this. Okay, I'm taking a hot minute here because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Let me rotate this back around like I had it. This is going to go in here. Okay. And then this one. Oh, okay. So I got that one in. Now I need to put a couple of screws to hold it. AP screws, man, I'm making this way harder than it should be. It's already confusing enough, but it confuses the hell out of me, the way they design these. If you were doing it all at once, you'd kind of get back in the rhythm, but these things are so spaced out. Spaced out. I'll have to hold this together. Snuggy puggy. Get another one. Oh, get that one in there. Fudge. Except he didn't say fudge. Snugged. Okay, and that holds that in, because there's a little notcha in there that goes in between the two wires. Okay, I'll make sure that's snugged. It is. Same rinse and repeat over here, except with the, grab the right one, this yellow one. Make sure it's underneath this rib. Okay, that's all the way in. The little nub is between. Get a couple of screws going in here. Trying to be careful I don't dump these windows or disturb them on the other side and have to undo everything. Felt that snug up nice. This is a stupid ass design. Why not have a light panel, a window panel, like they have in other parts? But instead they have all these individual dumbass windows. I complain about it every time. It's the stupidest design ever. Okay. That's snugged in. Okay, that part of the nightmare is over. But now, okay, so now I gotta get this yellow wire. It goes in there. And we're going to kind of bend it 90. Alright, same with this red one over here. It's going to go right there and get bent over 90. Because, come on. How am I going to do this? This part has to go in. And hold it on the other side. Like so. You guys see that? Like magic. Now I gotta rotate this all over without dumping anything, dumping these lights out. Getting everything fed in place. Probably need to bend these 90-ish on the bottom too. Get those wires fed in, because this thing has to go Get all these dumbass wires fed in. It's got to orient and slide in here somehow. So that's in there. So now let's make sure we're not crushing anything. I have no idea why it won't just line up and fit into place proper, or what I think would be proper. There's like a gap here. The back panel that keeps this piece in is so thick it just hits this. It's hard to show, but I've got it in there where it should be. No wires are pinched that I can see, so I'm just gonna muscle this, screw this down here. That fits fine, and I'm gonna have to just push this down in place. You can see that. I just screw it in, and that's just how it's gonna be. We'll see how it lines up with the next stage. I don't remember if I had to do that with this side, but I'm just doing it. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it doesn't F me on the next one. Three-in-one oil is my friend. Dip the tip. This will help it cut into the metal ribs of the skeletal frame. You can see how it's just all up in the air like this. Stupid. It just doesn't make any damn sense. Just doesn't make any sense. That one's snugged in. Dipping the tip in the next one. Oh, see, it's just like pulling it apart there. I snugged that one up better, but it was like kind of, this part's plastic, so I want to be careful. Have a disaster at the end of the line here, so I'm going to see if I can get this one going in. Ow. Brute force it down, I guess. This top part is die cast, so, and it could be maybe my frame's a little bent or something. Who knows? These skeletal frames were jicky to begin with. Alright, now let me snug this bottom one in. That's feeling good and looking good too. Snug this one down a little more. Nice. Now, turn these lights off here if I can. Turn these on. Okay. So all our lights are working on our new panel. Like I said, it didn't look like anything was wires. I had the wires routed right. It just, man, I had to brute force that in. That's my experience with it. I don't recall if I did that with the other side. I probably had to. But it's looking like it's flush though. Now that I've got that in, it's fairly as flush as, more flush than I've seen other builds. People doing these, so maybe it worked out. Hey. Is that the last step for this stage? It is! So, stage 96 is in the history books. Next up is an easy one. Easier one, I think. Yep. We'll be plopping this in. So, thanks for watching, hanging out. Stay tuned for the next battle of me building this thing. Stay frosty out there. Boom.